Hey guys, it's Shadow Artie bringing you here another Wi-Fi battle, and this is going to be a PU match against True Raisin from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. His link will be in the description below, so go check him out. Now, if you're not sure what a PU match, give me a minute to explain. Basically, PU stands for Practically Useless, and it's the NU of NU Pokemon. It's not an official Smogon tier, but I just decided to try it out myself to see what happens. And judging by my opponent's team, he only has one PU Pokemon. That's his Camaparupt. And the rest of the Pokemon on his team are all basically NU Pokemon. So I'm at a slight disadvantage there. So let's go to the team previews. I'm using a physically defensive Larion with Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Head Smash, and I forgot the other move, but I'll try to remember it later. And my Larion also has an Eviolette. My next Pokemon is a Leafeon. It is a Leftovers Leafeon with Swords Dance, Leaf Blade to give it the stab, Toxic, and Substitute, so I can set up subs. My next Pokemon is a Seaking, and it's Life Orb, and it has Waterfall, Mega Horn, I believe Return, and Ice Beam. Now, a lot of people forget that Seaking actually has a lightning rod, so it's immune to electric attacks. A lot of people forget that, so that could give me an advantage. My next Pokemon is Kangaskhan. It is a choice banded Kangaskhan, and it has Sucker Punch, Earthquake, Return, and Double Edge. My next Pokemon is a Behaim, or however you pronounce it, and it is Choice Specs, and I believe it has Thunderbolt, Psychic. I forgot the other two moves. I'll try to remember that later. And my final Pokemon is a Camaparupt, Focus Sash Camaparupt, and it has Earth Power, Rock Polish, Fire Blast, and Stone Edge. So why don't we get started the battle to see what happens? So I thought he was going to lead off the match with his Camarupt. So I went into my Larion because I wanted to set up the Stealth Rocks before he did. He actually goes into his Tortuga. Now I know he definitely outspeeds me because Larion has really slow speed, and he goes for the Waterfall, but it is a physical move, and even with Stab, it barely does any damage, and I can set up the Stealth Rock beautifully. So I set up the Stealth Rock, and he goes to the Shell Smash, and I know I'm in trouble now. His defense is lowered, and his attack and speed will go up. So it's not looking good for me at all. I actually, I went for Earthquake this turn, and it does over half, and I was like, wow, really? That did over half? And I have no attack IVs, but unfortunately next turn I don't switch out because maybe I thought I could live another Waterfall, but it was a mistake even with Shell Smash because he was +2. So I go to my Leafeon, and I know he's going to switch out because he does not want to lose his Tortuga early on. So he goes into a Scolipede. A good prediction by him, expecting the Leaf Blade. I probably should have went for either Toxic or Substitute, but whatever. I go into Camarupt, and he goes for the Spikes, and I was like, okay, I guess I could take that. And he definitely outspeeds me, and since I have the Focus Sash, I will be able to even live with an Earthquake, and I do live with 56 HP anyway, so I'm fine. I go for the Stone Edge, and that's going to be super effective, and that's going to take down his Scolipede. So his Scolipede will go down, and he goes into a Swellow, and I believe I switch out into Behaim. Yeah, I switch on to my Choice Specs Behaim, and this is where it all goes downhill. He goes to the Facade, or however you pronounce it, and it does a ton of damage, and he has a Toxic Orb. That makes it even worse, because now he can take me down with the Facade, and he outspeeds me. So my Behaim will go down, unfortunately. So I'm in a lot of trouble. So I go to my Kangaskhan, and that's going to force him to switch out. I don't even know why he did switch out. He probably could have stayed in. I guess he wanted to scout me. I actually went for the Sucker Punch this turn. Actually, a good prediction by him by switching out, and my Sucker Punch will fail. So I'm forced to switch again, and I believe I go into my Leafeon, and I get hurt by the spikes. That's fine. He goes to the Aqua Jet, but it's not gonna do anything, and I take that beautifully. I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch out again. So I believe I went into no, I actually went for the Leaf Blade this turn. I wasn't really sure why, but Leaf Blade will do a lot of damage on this Mischievous, almost half. I know I could outspeed Mischievous because Leafeon has some pretty good speed, and he goes for the Shadow Ball, and it's gonna do a lot, but it's not gonna take me down, and he's not gonna switch out next turn. I'm just gonna go for the Leaf Blade, and I am gonna take down the Mischievous, and the Mischievous will go down. I get some HP back, and he goes into his Camerupt. I'm gonna switch now because I do not want to take a Fire Attack, and it's not worth hitting with even with a Leaf Attack. I go into Seaking, predicting a Fire Attack, and it's gonna work out beautifully as the Fire Attack will not even do that much. I am Life Orb, so I go for the Waterfall, and he predicts that, I guess, pretty well, but he goes into his Caracosta, but it's not going to live the Waterfall because it does normal damage because he's part rock as well, so his Caracosta will go down. And he goes into his Jinx. And this is probably the turning point of the match. He goes for the Psyshock. I thought I could outspeed him this turn, but that basically tells me since he outsped me that he's Choice Scarf. I actually went for a Mega Horn this turn, so if I could have outsped him, I would have probably taken down the Jinx. But unfortunately not. He switches his Jinx back out because predicting probably a Sucker Punch maybe. I'm not really even sure. And I do go for Sucker Punch. I do buy. I probably should have went for Earthquake. Probably would have been the better move, and I would have taken down his Camerupt. But making mistakes, it's costing me the match basically. And I go into my Leafeon. I was expecting actually an Earth Attack. He goes for a Lava Plume, and that will unfortunately take down my Leafeon. I should have probably stayed in. I really thought he was going to go for an Earth Attack, but I made a mistake, and it's probably going to cost me the match most likely. I go into back into my Camerupt, and I'm hoping I can win the speed tie. He ends up switching out anyway. I go for the Earth Attack. He predicts that pretty well and goes into Swellow. I really was disappointed there. Probably should have went for the Stone Edge, but I didn't think he would switch out. Another bad prediction by me. He'll go for the Fat Kid, and he's going to take down my Camerupt. He gets poisoned, and I go back into Kangaskhan, and I believe I go for Double Edge this turn. He's going to go for Quick Attack for some odd reason. Maybe he expected me to go to Sucker Punch. Maybe that's why he went for the Quick Attack. But I do go for Double Edge, and a pretty good prediction by me, and that will take down a Swellow, but it's not really going to help me out because he's just going to put me to sleep. And then he could just switch out to Camerupt, and I have 2 turns. If I could wake up, maybe take down the Camerupt, but I would have to get incredibly lucky. But 5th Gen has really long sleep, so that's what really sucks. So I'm not going to make up the first turn, and now I have 1 more turn left, and I'm going to end up not waking up, and that's going to cost me the match. I'm going to come just short. He's going to have 2 Pokemon left. Although he did have most of his Pokemon were NU, but that's fine. So that's gonna be a good match. True Raisin. I really had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this match as much as I did. Please like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Remember, I'm doing these mostly every week, so you can expect new ones every week. And I'm actually expecting to get my flashcard in the mail today. So I could have high quality Wi-Fi battles next week or probably the week after. So stay tuned for that. And remember, you can always PM me for a match, or you can comment below for a team request. So yeah, guys, this is Shadow Artie signing out. Peace.